This video is brought to you all by Pulse, an on-demand repair service for mobile devices. They're available 7 days a week and arrive within just an hour. You get upfront competitive pricing quotes online when booking service. So if you have a broken phone or know someone who does, go ahead and get that thing fixed. Check down below for a coupon code to save a little bit of money on your first repair when you do. What's going on, y'all? Tech Me out here, and I am back again with another video discussing what is on my iPhone 10. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all real quick. This is like my second time recording this video, and I had the same issue that I'm having now in the last video that I've done like this. You know, on the iPhone, you can do screen recording, but for whatever reason, mine keeps crashing out before I could ever finish the video. So it's just gonna be like a little screenshot up here of my screen. It might not be in real time of what I'm doing, but nonetheless, you'll be able to see somewhat of an image over here of my screen as I'm talking about the apps on it, so you can get like a better view and things like that. But nonetheless, now that we have that disclaimer out, if you are excited about seeing what is on my iPhone, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and let's talk. So before we even jump into the apps though, let's talk about this skin that I have on the back of my phone. And no, it is not D-brand. This particular skin comes from Colorware. I've been rocking it up here in conjunction with the iPhone folio case because I like it as a wallet option. The only thing I don't like about the wallet case by Apple is the fact that it doesn't have the magnetic front. So it's never really per se closed securely, but I like the fact that I can pretty much fit, you know, the necessary amount of cards and cash that I want to carry on me into that particular case. It has a nice design, it feels great in hand, and just overall, even despite the thing I don't like about it, it has more pros than cons, so I'll deal. That's pretty much the setup in terms of the phone that I have. Wallpaper will also be linked down below, but on the first page here, I pretty much have all of my favorite applications. These are the apps that I want the quickest access to. Then down below in my dock are, like, I guess you could call them my top 4 favorite apps, the ones that I enjoy and use the most out of everything up here. And then on my second page, I pretty much just have some folders and some additional apps there. So yes, I do use the default weather app. Of course, I use YouTube. I like to use the Notes application to pretty much serve as a notebook. So I don't really go in here per se and make checklists and things like that. I primarily go in there and jot down things that I want to remember, or sometimes I'll even go in there and actually make like little key points of things that I want to talk about in a video so I don't ramble too much. So that's mainly what I use the Notes app for. It's like having a notepad in my phone. Next to that, I have Fantastical. That is my go-to calendar application, and it has been for like since forever. This has been like an app that I've recommended in just about every one of my What's on My iPhone videos. And that's pretty much because it gives me everything that I need at a glance for the most part. So I love the fact here that on my calendar, I'm able to see the individual, you know, dots that reference a specific calendar, as I do have specific colors for specific calendars. So I can look at something like the 19th of February and see, you know, I have something work related, something personal related, an appointment. It just kind of keeps me better organized without having to per se click on each individual day. And then I also like the fact that it gives me my week view at the bottom. So overall, just a really nice application in terms of the features that it offers. Next to that, I have reminders. That's pretty much where I go and make my checklist. I'm in that app like on and off all day because I'm always adding something to it. Because I have my grocery list in there, I have my to-do list, I even have a list for videos that I want to complete, a packing list, which is like clutch, especially when I'm traveling so I don't forget anything, and just a ton of other, you know, lists that I can come in and add things to kind of, once again, stay better organized and on track with everything in my life. Next to that, I have YouTube Studio. If you are, you know, an upcoming YouTuber, that is definitely an application you have got to have. Like, it's just as vital as the YouTube app itself. And that's because it's like a shortcut, so to speak, to Creator Studio that you access on your computer, but instead on your phone. So you can check your analytics, you can reply to comments, and a ton of other things that you normally would have to go to your computer for. Now, in terms of social media, not only am I on YouTube, I'm also on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I'm gonna throw that up in the video in terms of my handle, so you can follow me up there, as well as link that down below. So yeah, recently I took, a unforeseen, I guess, hiatus, you could call it. But if you follow me on any of those 3 social media platforms, I'm sure you had somewhat of a glimpse in terms of what I've been up to. So I like to update you all up there in regards to when a new video is dropping. Alexa, stop. I swear it starts to feel like a child that's interrupting business. Like, anyway, what was I saying? God, it threw me off altogether. Nonetheless, follow me on social media to stay updated in terms of what's going on, when a new video is dropping. Outside of that, I use Google Maps for navigation. I don't really use Apple Maps like that, although I do wish Google Maps gave you the little tap feature on your Apple Watch like Apple Maps does. So that's really nice, especially when you're like walking or driving, you get that tap on your wrist. In terms of my music, I do use Spotify. I've been using that for the past couple of years. I'm probably going to slowly give Apple Music another shot and a better shot, as I do have the Apple HomePod, so stay tuned for that. If a video isn't live currently, it will be soon, so definitely hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when it drops. But that's one of the reasons in which I'm moving probably over or merging into Apple Music in conjunction with Spotify, because yeah, that's a whole nother story, which we'll talk about. I have Audible because I love to listen to a good book. Sometimes you don't want to listen to music in the car or even music at home. I find it nice to kind of switch things up and just listen to a nice book. So I'm not gonna lie to you, my book's a little ratchet. I'm not even gonna show you right now some of them, as I do need to do a little bit better, but it's a leisure thing. So yeah, moving on. Next, I have my travel folder. So these are the apps that I like to use when I'm traveling. Camcard. This app right here, y'all, is clutch. When I recently went to CES, it came in hand so much, because ultimately what it does is it allows you to take a photo of a business card. And not only will it take the photo of the business card, but it will also import all the information so you don't have to manually do it. So especially in being somewhere like CES or an event in general where you're prone to possibly lose a business card, you now have something like this to kind of help combat losing some vital information that I think happens to us all at some point in time. So it still keeps the image in which you took of the business card, so you always have that visual image of the business card. It's actually like the thumbnail of the particular contact information in which you see there, and just so much more. And you can even add your own business card. So if you're ever out and you forget to bring a physical one with you, you have yours in here to share with whoever you need to. And it's free, so that app right there, definitely download it. Moving on beyond that, I have my smart tech folder. So I have all of my smart home tech in here, in which I can control from my phone. Another app that I've used in the past and still using today is Nighttime. This is basically like my bedside clock. Next, I have my shopping folder. The app in here that I would recommend is Retail Me Not. You'll be amazed at how much you can save and what coupons are in there. I typically will go to that application before I make a purchase to make sure I'm not missing out on a potential savings. I use Fandango to check what movies are playing, buy my movie tickets and things like that. I also now have a sneakers app. I've been buying a little bit, not a lot of it, but a little bit. And then next to that, I have my photography folder. So these are some apps that I like to use to take better pictures. Out of these, I will say I probably use lens distortion the most, which is gonna allow you to add a lens flare to a photo. I also like Snapseed. That's an app that I've been using in terms of quick photo corrections in a simple format, but with like lots of features yet and still. InLight, however, is like the Snapseed on steroids, because it does so much and sometimes way more than I actually need, so I don't go in there as often. And my lifestyle folder, nothing really there. However, I do like to use Pages. I'll go in there and sometimes write like a script for my video or key points again for my videos and other documents and things. When it comes to that type of file, Pages is what I use for that. I have my games folder. I have not played any of these games like I just don't really have time. And when I'm on my phone, games are probably like one of the last things I'm trying to partake in. Then I have numbers up here. That is my go-to spreadsheet. I love how everything is cloud-based and just how seamless it works from your phone to your iPad to your computer. However, I still do use Google Keep. I use that because I do bounce between, iPhone and Android. I like to use it especially as I'm testing products and I'm between the two devices. It keeps, my thoughts synced up within a simple format because Google Keep is, not really per se an advanced application, but it gives me everything that I need. So I like using that because it works well on both platforms. But outside of that, I got Amazon. Yes, I still go heavy, go hard on Amazon. I actually got a top Amazon deals video dropping soon. So once again, another reminder, if you did not hit subscribe the first time, maybe that'll interest you to stay tuned for when that video drops. I also have DJI Go 4 as I do own the DJI Spark. I have the Sneakers app that is outside of the Sneakers folder because out of all of the sneaker applications I was using, that was the one that I was using the most as I was, eyeing some Nike sneakers, which I'll throw up in the video, I guess, that I recently copped. But next to that, I have my Hue application. That is so I can manage my smart lights in here. It is outside of the Smart Tech folder because I wanted quicker access to that. I also have Filmic Pro for video recording to get more features than you normally would within the native camera application. Jiffy or Giphy, however you want to say it, is still my go-to application for my memes and things like that. So yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the load times. Like sometimes it's really slow to load, and when you're trying to, go ahead and spin that meme off real quick in a conversation, that's vital. I ain't got time to wait. Sometimes you might find yourself going to Google instead, but when it works, it's pretty nice, and they have some really good GIFs in there. Or gifts. Next to that, I have my Deliveries app. Once again, another application I've been using for years. I like to use that to keep track of my packages, as not only will it tell you, a countdown of how many days it will be before it actually arrives, but it'll also show you on the map where your product is, and just a nice, clean, simple format to keep track of all the items that are being shipped to you. And that is an application that's available not only on your phone, but your watch, your iPad, and your computer. So you can check up on it on pretty much everything. But yeah, that's pretty much the roundup of apps that I use on my phone. I know if you've been following this series, you're probably like, girl, you still using some of the same apps. Like, if not most, probably all of them, with the exception of a few, have remained the same. As, I don't know, I like what I like, and as long as it keeps working for me, I'm gonna keep using it. But if you have any apps that you want to recommend to me, please make sure you drop them down below, as I'd love to check them out. And yeah, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.